Most people assume that the best armor in Minecraft is just your typical everyday protection for netherite. But I'm here to say that most people are stupid. Rock for netherite is awful. You can't even survive like a single end crystal. Oh, and you know, you might be thinking, oh, but Cluck, what could possibly be better than Prot for nether? Yeah, we're getting god armor. But this seems, like, impossible to get, right? I mean, half the enchants on these armor pieces aren't even compatible with each other. However, they used to be. You see, in an earlier version, you could combine every type of protection to achieve what's known as god armor. And I'm gonna be trying to get that in a brand new hardcore world. Starting with nothing. And before we even think about how we're gonna get that armor, this is hardcore Minecraft, so we're at least gonna need iron armor before we try it. Okay guys, so I got iron armor. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, our next goal is to find a village. A good village has like almost everything we need to get this armor, but my problem with this is how many awful villages there are. Like, I could not find a good village if my life depended on it. I mean, I found an ancient city before I found— Wait, what? So, an ancient city contains the enchantment known as Swift Sneak, one of the more difficult ones that I need to find, and despite being extremely unprepared to face something as scary as the Warden, well, I mean, it's fine as long as I don't summon one. Well, that's one strike. Goodbye, Shriekers. Oh my god. Yeah. Alright, that's two strikes. Well, this isn't bad. I am glad I went back to that, oh my god. Well, that wasn't scary at all. And boom, found a village. And look, I was going to transition this into a montage, but the music that's playing right now takes way too long for the beat to drop, so while we're rating this, I'm gonna tell you to subscribe, please, I'm begging you. Like, literally all of my friends have been passing me up in subscribers, and I'm sick and tired of it. It literally just takes one click, so like, if you enjoy my videos, just— Boom! The village has been transformed, complete with agriculture, storage, and villagers that are totally spending their time here out of their own free will. But the villager that's going to be most important for us is the Armorsmith. At its highest level, the Armorsmith smells? Oh my god. The Armorsmith sells diamond armor, basically the backbone of this project. And after a bit of trading, boom, diamond armor. But we aren't done with villagers quite yet, because the only way to reliably get all of these enchantments on diamond armor is enchanted books, and the only way to reliably get all these enchanted books are librarians who require trader setting by breaking and replacing their workstations over and over again. And if you couldn't already tell, this took a while. And oh my god, like, I know I just said this took a while, but this took so long. Like, I had an efficiency 2 iron axe for like most of this grind, and it took way too long to get enchants, but eventually I started getting the books I needed. Protection, fire protection, feather fall, projectile, blast protection, break, respiration, affinity. Did you know that I needed a lot of enchantments for this? But yeah, eventually I had all of the enchanted books that I need. Except for soul speed, but like, we'll get to that when we'll get to that. Because right after I got all of the books, I ran into a problem. Achieving God Armor requires you to temporarily downgrade your Minecraft world to version 1.14, the only version where you can combine every protection type, but it also requires a lot of levels, and I can't really farm XP very effectively in the older version when I'm trying to corrupt as little of my world as possible. So I basically need to store a ton of levels before going into 1.14, and to do that, I want a really fast XP farm. Most people would resort to an Enderman farm. It's cheap, gives a lot of levels, and it's pretty easy to make when you ignore the looming threat of the void. But also, like, I don't really want to beat the game yet. I've only been playing for, like, one video's worth of content, so we're gonna build a gold farm instead. It gives a good amount of gold, an insane amount of XP, with the only downside being it takes a lot to build. You know, like the double chest and a half of magma blocks that I have to get, the 2,000 blocks of glass, materials for a sorting system. Yeah, this is gonna be another montage. And I have to wait for this song's beat to drop too, so like seriously, it only takes one click to subscribe. It's really easy. Oh, and don't even get me started on actually building the farm, because, you know, with the completed farm, it's built in a way that prevents ghats from spawning. But while you're in the process of actually building it, there is nothing to stop a ghast from spawning and ruining everything. Okay. We have the zombified piglin farm, and I built it like 3 blocks too high up. It's really annoying. Oh my god, it's fine though. It's fine. It should probably still work. So, test 1. I was getting levels really fast, and the gold farm was absolutely worth it because in a relatively short amount of time, I had all the levels I needed to apply the enchants. But this isn't as simple as it normally would be, because again, I need to go into an earlier version of Minecraft to apply said enchants. And joining a world in an earlier version will not only completely level the terrain of any chunk in your vicinity in place for older terrain, and if you couldn't tell already, I don't want that happening to my base, but it'll also erase any item in your inventory that comes from newer versions. So to prevent as much damage from my world as possible, I came up with a plan. Travel thousands of blocks away from my base with just the bare essentials needed to survive, and finally, create God Armor. Bro. Okay. So basically, going through this portal gets us an achievement. We're gonna go until that jungle is completely out of render distance. I think this should be a good spot. We're gonna turn our render distance to 2, and then we're gonna quit. Okay, now we are on 1.14. Okay, it worked. Okay. It is time to combine some armor, because in this version, you can do this. And this is where a video made a few months ago would have come to an end, because after applying the rest of the enchants in the newer version, spending way too long getting a soul speed book, and bed mining for netherite, yes, I'm skipping past getting netherite, I know it gotta rework with the smithing templates, but I just don't care, I technically would have the strongest armor in the game, and technically still do. But then Minecraft also decided to add an armor trim, so I guess now I gotta go for style points. Armor trims are essentially these little cosmetic changes to your armor that you get through various smithing templates found in a variety of structures. The most obvious template to go for is the Silence template, the rarest one, with only a 1% chance to spawn in an ancient city chest, which is why I'm so very grateful to not be obtaining the rarest armor, but the best. Because the Silence trim is objectively awful. Like, look at this. It's just too much, okay? It's mid, and you cannot do anything to change my mind on the matter. Oh, and you know, you might be asking, oh, but Kleck, what could possibly be better than the Silence trim? And to that I say it's complicated. Because my favorite, objectively best armor trim is different for each piece of armor, which is incredibly inconvenient, mind you, but so is everything else I've done. The templates that I need to find are the sentry, snout, tide, and eye trims for the helmet, chestplate, leggings, and boots, respectively. Each of these are all in really annoying structures to find, and I would like to prove my point by sharing my experience with getting the sentry trim, which is found in pillager outposts. So surely it can't be that difficult to obtain, right? It's been hours. Even on horseback, I was not ready for how far apart these pillager outposts would be, and I spent way too long looting way too many pillager outposts. Even though the armor trim was like a 25% chance to be in the chest, I'm pretty sure I found like 7 or 8 outposts before I actually got